Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Yeah, lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down. We get that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go, man. Look, NERDSoul Gaming, we having a good time, man. Get your headsets on, you know what I'm saying? Get your mobile phone ready. Get your desktop, whatever you listening or watching on. Thank you for rolling through. Because we ain't by ourselves. Nah, 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 nah. You best believe that. Haha. It's a glorious day because we have the God of Destruction, the number one hitman on PS5 at least, maybe on on PC. I can't remember the numbers, but I give to you, fight game sensei instructing master. That's right. Open mind. What's up?
What's up? So I gotta correct you now. Going forward, I'm not God of Destruction no more. They reset the ranks.
Oh, because they changed the ranks.
And I'm Tekken King. So, and that's probably where I'm going to sit because I'm not like the. I admit, I did turn Tekken on to kind of see what the fuss was about. Everybody crying about Season Pass 2. I'm like, it's exactly what they said it is. So, I fought a match. I don't even recognize Leroy no more as a new character. And not only did they reset the ranks, they moved the goalposts. So now ranking up, like you lose more points when you lose. Like if you take a loss, because I took a fight and I lost, it took 1,800 points from me. Ooh. When I won a fight, I only won 500 points.
Same rank. Dog.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Come on.
I took 2 fights. I lost the first one because I just lost the first fight. I ain't been playing Tekken, and then I rematched the guy. I beat him, and I saw it only gave me 550 points for winning.
Y'all foul.
So I'm like, so if I take an L, I lose 1,800 points.
They got their joint set up like the credit system.
And then if I win, I only win 5. I was like, yo, what are y'all doing? And then what it takes to get to the next rank after Tekken King, which is Tekken Emperor, it's like 15,000 points to rank up now to the next tier. So I'm like, oh, so they're gonna make sure don't nobody get out of the show. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to do it no more. So I have to correct you going forward. I'm not I'm God of Destruction for last season. Like they gave me a little trophy when you log in and say congratulations on reaching God of Destruction last season. So I have an icon that says I used to be God of Destruction, but as of today, I'm Tekken King. So it's like whatever. So you can address me now as level 1 hitman or whatever.
Wow, they got that joint set up on like the credit system. Anybody out here that know the credit system, go in and give me a shout out. Comment below. If you spend $2 on a credit card, you about to drop like 35 points. You can pay off 2 cards and you get 2 points.
I'm good. I'm good on Tekken, bro. Like I'm good. They can have it. Man. Tekken don't want us to play it no more, and I'm fine. It's mutual. You don't want me to play it no more? Okay, I won't play it no more.
Yeah, because it's obviously corrupt. We got tons of stuff, bro. We got too much right now.
Bamco don't want you to play that game no more. So I hear y'all. Y'all don't want us to play. I won't play it. Forget it,
bro. We got too much. We got too much in these streets for y'all to be playing around like that.
They crazy, man.
We got way too much in these streets. But speaking of fighting games, I want to go on and get started. Let's get into it. That's right. That Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. They had a second beta, y'all. Look, open mind. You were right. You were right. You said they were going to have a second beta. They did, in fact, have a second beta. I didn't get to play it because I've been crazy behind work and stuff, but things are getting better around here, y'all. But you got to play it. How are you feeling about City of the Wolves now that you had the second beta? They, of course, they tweaked some things, changed some things. How are you feeling about the beta now? Is it trash yet?
Listen, a lot of people, I ain't gonna say a lot of people. That's not a good analogy. A handful of people, at least on Blue Sky, because I'm not on Twitter, have said the game is trash. And those people, and with practice mode now, they had the practice mode. They got a chance to practice. And like I said, a handful, but they're not going to represent the whole. The Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is dope, right? My gripes about it isn't the game itself; it's the PC players that are still cheating.
Yeah.
So I would like SNK to do something about cheaters on PC because it's crossplay. So the PC
Oh,
players,
okay, okay.
the PC players have already hacked the game,
Dang,
and
oh,
and, they've,
man,
and
look,
they,
they
they
be on it,
already got scripts for it.
bro. They be on it. I ain't going
Yeah,
front.
they got auto block, auto jump, auto everything, and it's like, yo, the game ain't even out yet, and y'all already cheating. So
Dang.
that's not SNK's fault. It's a beta, so the
Yeah,
beta is kind of like an infant. It's very vulnerable to everything. So we'll see what happens on April 24th when the game drops. So
okay,
my
okay.
gripe against it is not against the game; it's against the FGC, who, for some reason, I don't know why they do this, but y'all can't play fair to save y'all life.
I
Y'all
don't
don't.
understand the
I don't
point
understand. Me either.
of like playing it if you already look. You know what? I ain't gonna mess with cheaters today. Today we're gonna talk about these characters. So last time I saw you playing with, you played with a lot of Terry.
Yeah,
Had
that
some
was my.
Rock in there. You had some Vox in there too. Who
I
who
did
did you favor during this beta?
the second beta. It was all Terry on the
Oh,
second beta, because that's just the character
the homie
that.
T.
Yeah, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Terry Bogard, that version of him. Because I'm not a Terry Bogard main
Okay.
overall for SNK, so this is the first time ever in life I've ever took to Terry Bogard, and
All right, all right.
it could be because I was playing on Smart Style, which is the modern controls of this game.
Mm-hmm.
But he just feels good to me, and he's of the beta, just the beta roster, not the whole roster because we ain't touched him yet. He's the only character that has certain bounce combos that the other cast can't do. And it could
I
just
got you.
because I'm playing on Smart Style because everybody has a bounce combo, but Terry stuff is just very easy to pull off. Um, and he's just dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not gonna stick with him because this is the beta. This is the beta roster, not the full
Got you.
roster. But he'll definitely be a character that I'll play with full roster, even though the other characters are there. I'll still come back to Terry. So I'm not gonna abandon him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to abandon Terry just because I got access to the rest of the characters. But he definitely surprised me. I'm shocked, bro. I've never mained Terry Bogard. Andy
Okay.
Bogard is my main. When it
Okay.
comes to
Okay.
Fatal Fury, SNK, King of Fighters, like Andy Bogard is part of my 3-man team, no matter what King of Fighters it is. Andy Bogard has always been my dude. Terry Bogard,
Got you.
not so much. So Andy will be out summertime. Soon as he drops, I'm gonna switch over to Andy Bogart. But like I said, I'm not gonna abandon Terry completely. I'll
Not
still
going.
play
Not
with
going
him.
to leave him out in the cold this
I'll
time.
still play with him. But once the full game drop, I'm jumping off Terry and I'm switching on everybody, the other characters that I wanted to play with. You know what I'm saying?
All
So
right,
far,
word.
man, I don't have nothing bad to say, and I will make my own review. Y'all check out my video whenever I put it out. I'll make a full review of the game. You know what I'm saying? But overall, just real quick about it now. I ain't got nothing bad to say.
All right. Is there? Have you started to see a? I guess a group of people that play a certain way or a certain character already. Like, have
Yeah.
you already been like, all right, man, all I'm getting is rocks, or all I'm getting is what preachers or something like that.
Let me tell you
Um,
who a lot of my fights were was Terry and T-Zot. Terry Bogard and T-Zot. A lot of
okay,
people
okay,
main Terry Bogard. A lot of people main T-Zot in the beta.
all
That's just
right,
the beta. Now it might not be that when the Grosser come out. So I think it's because of the fact that it was just the beta and that's all they had. So they just stuck with the character that they stuck with. But
true. Okay,
most of my fights were against Terry and T-Zot. Yeah, I fought
okay, okay.
the whole roster. I
But
mean,
the vast
maybe
majority of people,
mass majority was Terry Bogard and T-Zot. And
word,
that
word.
that did get boring and redundant after a while. It did, but I
Because
can't
they
blame
kind of
them.
play the same, I assume.
Yeah, everybody played the same. I didn't really have no challenges. It was more about rock paper scissors at the end of the day.
Got you. All right. So when it, because I saw, what was it? X Nightmare. Shouts to Nightmare out there doing his thing. Was it New Orleans out there, playing,
Yeah,
chilling, doing his combos and all that up
yeah,
on Fatal Fury. Saw him playing, and there were people in his chat that said that the game looks cheesy, or the game looks, I guess, childish, or sort of like an immature kind of look. We've gone down this road before with you talking about
right.
how Street Fighter 6 looks.
Yeah,
I I actually dig the way it looks as far as it looking like a cartoon, but I will say my wife and my wife doesn't play fighting games. My wife is more of like a y'all probably gonna laugh, but a game is a game. Like Bookworm,
right, right,
Bejeweled,
right. Like my
that,
wife, my wife.
yeah, those, like, because
Yeah,
those are still games. You know what I'm saying?
they still games.
It's usually
They're
what you're
still games.
playing on the airplane because you ain't got nothing else. But it's like
Right. Now
so
she be on that joint hard. My wife be on that joint
so
hard.
like I actually played against her in Bookworm. That joint is like, look, you better know how to type fast. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But with
Yeah.
that said, even she said, she was like, why does it look like that? It looks kind of like cartoony. And
Yeah.
I was wondering if, from your perspective, do you think that we're at a point, as far as like graphics are concerned, that people expect everything to have a sort of like a realistic quality to it?
Well, I'm glad you asked
And
that. So allow me to go back into this. This is why I didn't like the fact that Street Fighter 6 was hyper realistic.
okay,
Okay, Tekken is Tekken.
yeah,
Virtual Fighter is Virtual Fighter. Soul Calibur is Soul Calibur, and so on and so forth. Your 3D realm. Oh, and then UFC, all the UFC games.
oh
Your
yeah,
3D fighters,
like
right?
the
Okay.
wrestling games and stuff.
But Street Fighter and SNK games, Capcom games, right? They started off as cartoons. So
Hmm.
it's okay for them to be cartoony, because if you go back to the 90s, think about SNK and Neo Geo, right? You and I are the same age.
Hmm.
Remember Neo Geo, right?
Yep,
Remember the Neo Geo arcade cabinet where you can press the button and have multiple games in one cabinet?
yep,
All of them joints was cartoon. Samurai Showdown,
yep.
World Heroes, right? Remember them joints? Okay, that was cartoons. And I'm okay with a company sticking within the genre, not the genre, sticking with the look
Yeah.
of their, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that for Fatal Fury. I ain't seen a Fatal Fury game yet, minus one of them, Maximum Impact. That was 3D.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Maximum Impact.
Maximum Impact
Took
1
it
and
back with that
2
one.
were 3D. Everything else was cartoon, and it's okay for it to be cartoon. And I think the people in the comment section of Nightmare we've gotten so spoiled with this hyper realism stuff, which is why I'm like, yo, like, I'm not digging this Street Fighter 6 look. I didn't when Street Fighter 6 first announced itself. When we saw the first trailer of Ryu versus
Luke.
Luke, and we saw Ryu and Luke going at it, or no, we saw Ryu's body, and we saw his they pan the camera down to his big feet and stuff. I was like, yo, why they doing
They
this?
still give you the cartoon feet.
Why does Ryu have to look like a real person? He's a cartoon, and and then Guile looked weird to me.
Yeah,
Guile.
he does have
You
a
see what I'm saying? Like
interesting look.
nobody's hair looks like that.
You're gonna need mad hair gel to do that,
So
yo.
if you gonna need
mad
mad hair.
hairspray.
So why does Guile look like a Super Saiyan? Like, you can't. A Super Saiyan is a cartoon character. It's not a real person. So that's my issue with certain, not all, certain games that are hyper realistic in their graphics, because now we expect that from all our fighting games, and we can't appreciate good art, good drawn, good hand drawn art.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? The art is hand drawn when it comes to SNK, and they just taking these hand drawn, computer generated drawings, whatever you want to call them, and they just put the cell shading over it, and now you got Fatal Fury. There's nothing wrong with the comic book cell shaded looking fighting game. I don't see the issue with it. Long as the character, go ahead.
I will say, I think Street Fighter V was probably maybe the furthest that I would have preferred for it to go.
Right, because it wasn't hyper realistic; it was cell shaded.
Yeah, it was still kind of. I mean, they were sort of kind of leaning towards sort of real enough, but they still had a cartoony kind of feel to it.
Right.
6, I'm not against. It's cool, but I do prefer. You know the one that I think is still probably the most beautiful, outside of Corrupt, because Corrupt is just. Man, Corrupt is just so sleek, especially for such a small team. But, of course, Strive. But Strive is an anime fighter. You know?
Yeah. Strive is not anime fighter at all.
It's super colorful. It's like, even when I play it, it's just pretty to look at. Whether I'm winning or not, it's just pretty to see.
Yeah.
So, when I saw those responses, and coupled with what my wife said, who is definitely, not in the FGC at all, probably not in what she would consider a gaming community. Like, she plays games, but she wouldn't consider herself a gamer. It had me wondering if we, as kind of like a community of, consumers, are just used to or more prone to want something that looks realistic now.
I think we are at that point, which is why I was completely against it, because here we are having this conversation now.
Yep.
We're having this conversation now, which is what I may or may not have said this in the past when Street Fighter 6 first announced itself. You and I, we did a video, but we wasn't talking. I think we might have glossed over Street Fighter 6 coming out. But I think I said something to the effect, and I made, we have to dig in the crates for that video, but I know I said something to the effect of, I don't like the hyper-realism because we're going to get spoiled, and now every developer is going to have to do that with their game. And
it's kind of like when Pixar hit it big, everybody wanted to make a Pixar-type movie. Yeah,
and it's like, we don't have to do this. It's not that Street Fighter 6 looks bad.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm saying
it didn't
have to be hyper realistic. It didn't have to look like that. Is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. So, all right, cool. So that's something. And hit us in the comments. Like, let us know what you're thinking, because I think that's where we are, but I don't think that's where we should be. I like, because similar to when Pixar made it big, it almost every studio had to kind of follow the Pixar look, and we were stuck on that for the longest time until Spider-Verse hit it big, and then you saw studios starting to try their own, like, independent kind of style, where we got like Puss in Boots: Last Wish, or we got the Mitchells versus, I think, the Universe or whatever, and then you got like Bad Guys, like the Bad Guys, or even Disney kind of changing, even though I know the movie didn't go well, but even Disney's movie Wish, which, even though I know Wish didn't do well in the theater, I love the style of Wish. And I wish they would do more of their stuff like that, and that would help differentiate them from Pixar, because I think stuff like Raya the Last Dragon is still too close to Pixar style, but that's a whole different thing. I just think that we should have, Bleach, and shouts out to people that love Bleach. The anime, it's more of an arena fighter, but it dropped recently. Stuff like that, stuff like Strive, stuff like,
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah, I think we need that
alternative.
Yeah, we need that diversity in just visual eye candy, so that we don't get stuck in everything it's made with Unreal, so it has to be the most, I need to be able to see the pores on their face and kind of,
and I personally don't need that, because I know I'm playing a video game, so
I don't think I think there's a place for that in wrestling games.
Right.
In
Boxing
UFC
game,
games.
UFC, yeah, boxing, yeah.
But yeah, that's all. And matter of fact, now that I'm thinking of, th- let me switch real quick. This is a random comment. I mean, random topic I'm gonna throw in here. When it comes to uh, fighting game tournaments, um, uh, let's see. I guess say the game selections of
Hmm.
FGC tournaments. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going on this.
Okay.
When we have Evo or CEO or I can't think. There's tons of fighting tournaments, and they
Red
just
Bull Kumite, Capcom
yeah
Cup, yeah.
Kumite stuff like that. Capcom Cup. Why or should we leave these out? Because I'm gonna throw them in there. Should we leave these out, or should we start incorporating things like the UFC games, the wrestling games, even back to I do remember one year CEO had Def Jam Fight for New York. Like,
Yep.
should we add those in because they are,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I
they're
mean, maybe
fighting
it would
games.
be cool to see like the wrestling. I mean, like the WWF. Well, sorry, it's not F. I'm from the F years. All right.
Hey,
but,
listen, I don't
but
I don't have a problem with it. We need some diversity because
like that, I think that could be kind of cool. I'm not saying it got to be. I know what y'all going. I'm not saying that it has to be on the main stage, but I
yeah,
think
it
it
could be
could
on the
be
main stage
cool.
too.
I think it could
I'm
be cool on the big screen. Like the 100-inch screen, and you got the wrestling, and you got to have like the tag in and stuff. I think that could be kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging. Y'all can let me know if I'm bugging, but I mean it's still fighting. Fighting is fighting,
I'm
right?
saying
So
I'm saying it should
why
be
not?
on the main stage because if you think about it, what's on the main stage? Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
That's it. That's what's on the main stage. Only one type of genre or one type
yeah.
of game.
No arena
But
fighters are up there, so we don't
nope.
get the Demon Slayer game. We don't get Bleach. There's another Hunter x Hunter is coming out. Well, no, Hunter x Hunter's game I think is more of a 2D fighter. I don't think it's an arena fighter.
It's not. Yeah,
But
it's
those
Hunter
are
X Hunter 2D. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, those games. Why don't they get the main stage? Why not? Shake it up. Let's see
I
what they
think
got in because the Demon Slayer game looks sweet. I'm not very good at arena fighters, but I also haven't played an arena fighter in like 10, 12 years. Maybe I could circle back and end up having a ball in them.
I
So
think it would expand the FGC a little bit and shuffle around these pro players who only dominate one scene.
yeah, and also why not have and like for instance, if we can go back and put if we could go back and put Marvel vs. Capcom 2, we could definitely have Dragon Ball Fighter Z. We
Just
could
saying.
like
Dragon Ball Fighter Z was there, but it keeps they're not bringing it back. It's like
yeah, it's like if y'all can bring back Capcom versus I mean, if y'all can bring back MVC 2, y'all can put Fighter Z back up in there. Come on, man. Like it just
speaking of Fighter Z, I might fire that joint back up and start playing that again.
ain't it about
I
time for
I
ain't it
used to
about
play that.
time for a 2?
Well, Arxis and Namco are having
Oh,
some bad
oh, okay.
negotiations in the background. So
Okay,
yeah,
got you.
but I think it's been
It is
shelved
time,
because
but it probably ain't gonna happen.
yeah, it was gonna happen, but Namco and Arc System are I
Ah,
ain't gonna say
got you.
they're feuding, but it's some business stuff
They
that
they they
shelved
can't
it.
align right now.
They can't align right now. It was shelved. So
Now
yeah, it was in
I
the
would
works.
say there's another game that of course I would love to see up there, but our rich uncle ain't gonna let that happen. He said
Who what
smash.
game? Smash
Any type
nah
of smash on the main stage, but our rich uncle, he ain't gonna let that happen.
nah. They taking that
He,
down because it's it's about that money. It's about that
he
publishing and
said,
those rights
nah,
and
nah,
licensing.
nah, you ain't putting that game up on nah.
Mhm. And plus, they don't want to put up the prize money for the winners.
True.
Rich Uncle ain't giving the winner
He's
of Smash tournaments no prize money. So they's
like,
like, well, if you're not gonna do it, then we ain't gonna put the game
y'all
up.
might be able to get some tokens for some free digital cards or something.
Yeah, Rich Uncle is cheap.
Rich uncle like Scrooge McDuck up in here.
Straight up, like,
And see,
because if you
that's the
think about
thing.
it,
We could have others. I mean, there are. You got Rivals of Aether. You got that. You got. I mean, we did have multiverses.
we did have it
We
while
did.
it was here. It's about to die out. What y'all say? We got what, 30 more days left now? 20 more days?
Yeah. Let's see.
20
What
something
are
more days? Make
let's see, what
the
other
week, the first
platform
week of May.
fighters? What other platform fighters?
That's it.
Just
Just smash. Because Brawlhalla is a thing, but it's not in the tournament scene.
yeah.
Brawlhalla is not on the tournament scene. It's just a family fun game that people play.
I
And,
mean,
and it's,
maybe you could put Brawlhalla in there. I
but
mean,
ain't nobody really
I'm
gonna
just
support it
saying
like
that
that.
one, it could make the event more. You could get the entrance would be way more diverse,
Hmm.
and the FGC would be able to see that they aren't the only people in town. And
Right.
what I mean by the only people, meaning uh, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat players. Y'all are not the only people
Yeah.
that play fighting games. And
And
every now and then, Strive, you'll get a Guilty Gear again. So I'll throw that in there too. Guilty Gear,
and
y'all be trying to throw them on the back end, but they be still in there.
but and for those of you who listening, when NERDSoul says diversity, he's not talking about racial diversity or
No, he's talking
boys and
about
girls.
diversity
He's
of
talking
the
about
games
diversity of
themselves.
the genre. Like you
Yeah,
got your Tekken, your Street Fighter, your Mortal Kombat, and your Strive is actually there. But there are other fighting games
yeah,
that have high level players on them. Maybe not a giant community because the game
yeah,
itself could be indie or maybe it just didn't sell good. But there needs to be other fighting games other than the major name brand. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Frosted Flakes and you got Lieutenant Flakes.
yeah.
Well, let Lieutenant Flakes be up there.
Not
Instead of Fruit
Lieutenant
Loops,
Flakes.
listen. Instead of Fruit Loops, let Fruit Rings have a shine on the stage. Like, well, I only eat Fruit
Yeah,
Loops, the
because I
name
mean,
brand cereal.
think of this.
But Fruit Rings taste real good though. You know what I'm
They
saying?
got UFC 5. UFC 5 came out in 2023. So it's not a super old game. And I mean,
Yeah,
shoot, some of these games that y'all be
yeah.
playing at Evo and CEO, they be way older than 2 years.
Like
So
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, for example. So let's
thank you.
let's not be so biased. Well, instead of saying the game, let's talk about the company. Capcom, Namco,
Yeah.
NetherRealm,
Yeah, because see,
Arc System.
EA makes UFC. Who makes
Hmm.
the wrestling game? I know
EA,
they gotta be.
EA Sports makes.
Oh, they
Oh
made
no, no,
the
it is because I think
the
Electronic EA did
WWE
buy
2K. Who makes this?
EA. I think EA bought the rights.
Oh, they make. Oh, dang.
Yeah, if
Trying to
I'm
see
not
how old
mistaken,
this
correct me
game
if I'm wrong.
is. I don't see how old it is, but see, Take Two Interactive, 2K logos, Take Two. All right, cool. So I'm guessing Take Two and EA maybe or whatever, but yeah, this game, you know what I'm saying? 2K25. You know what I'm saying? WWE 2K25. Put that in there. You know what I'm saying? It looks cool. I mean, I haven't watched wrestling seriously in years, but still, it's a fighting game. Why not? And then whatever boxer you got out there now, you know what I'm saying? What throw that in
Like
there.
something other than fireballs and throw loops, right? Because that's really what these
Oh
tournaments
man.
are boiling down to, especially Street Fighter Six, which is I can't. And they was trying to do that on City of the Wolves, that throw loop stuff, but City of the Wolves has an answer for the throw loop. I'm just saying, when you watch the Street Fighter Six Capcom Cup, whatever Evo, whatever you're watching,
Mm-hmm.
you seeing the same faces: Daigo,
Yep.
Takedo,
Yeah.
Typhone,
What
you know,
Punk?
Punk,
Um,
uh, same faces. What's his name from Dominican Republic?
can't
The
think
one
of his
that
name now. I know
you
what
know
you're
I'm talking
talking
about,
about.
the big
Minna
guy, the big guy,
RD. Minna
Mina
RD
RD. Okay, these are the faces that you see
over and over.
over and over and
But
over and
we could
over,
expand this. We could expand this talent out and
and
see people that
and
are great at UFC, people that's great at
and listen.
WWE.
By no means am I hating on these names mentioned.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't hate Punk the God. I don't hate Takedo. I don't hate Daigo. I don't have any negative connotations for these guys.
Hmm.
What I'm saying is the FGC is centered around Capcom, Namco,
Yeah.
and NetherRealm.
And it doesn't have to be.
And it doesn't have to be. Sonic Fox, you can say that's the Mortal Kombat king right there.
Yeah.
Sonic
Yeah.
Fox.
Sonic Fox. That's another name.
NetherRealm. Ninja Killer, right? That's
Yeah.
another NetherRealm person. What I'm saying is there are other games out here.
And look at how rich it could be if we threw that
Mhm.
into the mix with these other games. So imagine how diverse the event would be because of these different types of players. Usually you're just used to seeing basically Capcom, Bandai, or Bamco, or whatever you want to call it, you know, and NRS players. Now you're seeing players that play WWE and players that play UFC. And I think it could be dope. I think it'd be awesome. Like
And I think
it
you
could
know
be
what I
sweet.
think would have to happen for that though,
What's
because
up?
and I don't think this is the community's fault. I think that the industry
Oh yeah, there's an
itself,
industry. There's an industry
the
side of lawyers
the
and
bias, yeah, the bias industry favors Capcom,
yeah.
Namco, and other realm. And
Because I'm
then
sure there might be someone right now watching this, getting ready to type or something, be like, "That's not a real fighting game."
right. Well, I
And
feel
it's like, well, what makes a real fighting game?
like
Like,
whether if it's the indie company or major company needs to come out with a fighting game that's not Street Fighter, that's not Tekken, that's not
mhm.
Mortal Kombat, and not Guilty Gear, and it's a like DNF Duel could have been, but it just didn't. It didn't launch like it didn't leave the launch pad like it should have. Because
Yeah,
DNF Duel, it could have been a part 2 and a part 3 to that. That could have been its own little scene, but the people at DFO, Dungeon Fighter Online, that company, where that I forget the name of them, the company name, they uh, they pretty much did an interview and said we actually forgot about DNF Duel. We were so focused on DFO, that PC game
wow.
that's kind of like an RPG,
They're like,
action
we forgot.
RPG.
They forgot about
They
Trey.
literally, yeah, the developers, somebody finally caught up to those guys back in 2023, like late
Hmm.
2023, going into 2024, and asked them, about updates on DNF Duel, and they was like, you know what, we apologize to the community. We're sorry for how long it took to put out DLC. We actually forgot about the game because we were so focused. They had deadlines
Because we essentially
to
have
meet
a
with
live
DFO.
service game sort of running right
Yeah,
now.
DFO is a live service game on PC. It's PC only. And that's where that game came from. They just grabbed a handful of characters and put them into the fighting game. But DFO has 100 characters. It's a lot of it's something like League of Legends, but better. Dungeon Fighter Online is the League of Legends of that community. Like League of Legends is making their fighting game, 2XKO. So Dungeon Fighter Online has been around for I never played it myself. I never heard of it until DNF Duel came out. But apparently it's a live service PC game that's been out for 15 years. It has its own, it has
Okay.
lore, it has anime cartoons and little episodes for it. They got a whole, it's all in Japan. But what I'm saying is their money came from Dungeon Fighter Online. So they
Gotcha.
decided to just make a fighting game and see what happens. But over time, they just
Like sort of
forgot
like
about it.
2XKO kind of thing.
That's
Even
exactly
though
what it
even
is.
though hopefully they don't forget about it. This is in the future, of course.
But that's exactly what it is. So with the League of Legends community and the Dungeon Fighter Online community, their respective parent companies tried to make a fight, or at least with DNF Duel. I don't know what's gonna happen with 2XKO.
Yeah.
And
It
it just didn't
seems
launch.
like it's still on for, on track for,
Yeah.
I believe, 2026, I think.
Yeah,
I think.
2XKO supposedly, but we'll see. But I think a company, whether it be indie or major, needs to make a fighting game. Now, I wouldn't suggest a 3D fighter because you're not going to compete with Tekken, even though
Yeah.
Tekken is
Even
hemorrhaging
though
right now.
Tekken doesn't really have any competition.
It doesn't, because Soul Calibur is created by Namco.
Yeah,
And
so
Virtual Fighter is never going to be on par with Tekken because it's too stiff in Neanderthal for 3D. It's just too stiff in Neanderthal. It has its community, yes. Virtual Fighter has its community.
well, the new one isn't stiff anymore, right?
No,
The
it's
new one's
stiff.
still stiff.
Yeah,
Still
it's
stiff. Sorry.
That's
Wow.
why you never heard me talk about it. I played the little demo of it. It's still Virtual Fighter from back in the day. It's just
Wow.
updated graphics, but the movement and the feel of it is real
It's
still.
still like punch,
It's not
punch,
gonna
punch,
punch punch.
punch,
Yeah,
punch.
it's
Get.
not Tekken. It's never gonna be Tekken. But here's the story behind that.
Yo,
And
DOA, where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? I know y'all. I know people didn't like the
but
last one,
no,
but it's
I
been
got a
long enough.
story.
It's been
I
long
got a
enough.
story
DOA,
for you.
y'all can come back and read. It's time to
No,
reboot
they
it.
can't. They can't. Here's why.
Oh Lord,
I'm about to tell you the story. Harada himself, because I used to watch Harada's bar till Harada made me upset and I don't deal with him no more. But Harada, I did an interview. It was on mic and it was printed, and it wasn't
Mhm.
recent. He told us, actually, it wasn't an interview. He put this thread out on Twitter right before I got off Twitter. He had made a long 20 post
Oh
thread,
yeah.
right? And he was telling a story about Tekken 1 and Virtual Fighter. Him and the guy who created Virtual Fighter were college students or classmates or something. And they were in. He didn't know, but they were in competition with each other, and Harada didn't know. And the guy tried to steal Harada's idea,
Word.
and he came first with Virtual Fighter. He tried to Harada felt like the guy. He's not accusing him of stealing. He just never liked the guy, but he kept it to himself because they were under the same umbrella at the time. So Harada saw that he was trying to slight him, so he went and made Tekken 1, and then how he had Tekken 8. So that same guy helped with DOA too, right? It's all from the
Oh,
same
cause Team Ninja,
umbrella.
it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time,
So
y'all.
the reason that they probably won't DOA and Virtual Fighter ever compete with Tekken is because Harada and a couple of people in Harada's orbit are literally trying their best to stop them, like with licenses not on characters, but on certain codes and certain internal stuff. It's like words I can't say right now, but it's something to do with the design structure where Harada has the patent for it and has control. Not Harada, but Namco.
But
Namco
Namco,
has
yeah,
has the patent in the. I might be saying it wrong, but what I'm trying to say is that the dev kit or the development process that would make it Tekken like, Namco
they
has
got it
that
on lock.
patent. They got it on lock.
Well, I will
So
say
any
this about Virtual Fighter: if Virtual Fighter comes out and it plays like that video, that video said it was gameplay. I was like, I don't know,
it's
but
not.
if it plays like that, because they be lying about these gameplay videos, but
Yeah.
if it plays like that, you
Yeah.
gonna get something.
Mhm.
You might even
But
have me back.
I still feel like that's PlayStation 6 though.
Yeah,
That video, I feel like because PlayStation 6 dev kits have already been sent out, and there are already games in development that they won't mention titles for, but
yeah,
they're already
I can see.
games in development as we speak for the PlayStation 6 because they sent the dev kits out to exclusive, right? To those people who have exclusive access to stuff. You know how they give certain pro players a free code to play the alpha version beta
Yeah,
of a game. Well, that's the same thing with the PS6. The PS6 dev kit has been sent out to certain specific companies, and they've already confirmed that they're developing games for it. One game a piece each company, but they won't mention the title and they won't mention the company. So we can grasp at straws and say it's EA, it's Ubisoft, it's even
yeah.
Capcom or Namco. We won't know who those companies are because that's hush hush. But what I do know for certain, and this isn't me guessing, this is reality. Dev kits, PS6 dev kits have already been sent out,
Yeah, I can see that.
and games are already 40% to 50% done with the development of the game for the PlayStation 6.
Well, I
That's why
mean,
I
hey,
feel like that's
if
why
you're
I feel
looking to
like that
make a
footage.
splash, I
I
could
feel like
see I can see Virtual Fighter being like, PS6, we
mhm.
here kind of thing. If they want to make a splash, I can see that.
I feel like that's what that footage we looking at is PlayStation 6 footage because they never announced when that game was coming out. That game don't have
Nah,
no release date on it. That was just a teaser footage
and
to
it
let us
looked
know that we're
awesome.
developing. It looked right.
Because
So
I was like, if this is real gameplay, if it's real,
and
we did it.
we're looking at the end of PlayStation 5's life already. We coming up on 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
2027 will be the 7 years span of the PlayStation 5's life cycle, where they can announce a PlayStation 6 going into early 2027. I'm talking about next year, 2026, from January to December is like dog years. The PlayStation is like
Yeah,
dog years. It's going to be 7 years old, which means it's going to be an old man by then. PlayStation 6 is going to be out no later than
gonna
Christmas
be an old
of
man.
2027. I'm
It
talking
so
about it might come out in the spring months, but I'm giving my estimated release date. Full. I'm talking about hardware on store shelves for PlayStation 6 will be in the either the holiday month, fall holiday of 2027, or the spring month of 2027. I'm talking about out,
I can
ready
see
for you
that.
to buy.
I can see that. I can see that.
2026 is the last year. Now they won't stop making games for it because they still make games for PlayStation 4. I'm just saying we're gonna see PlayStation 6 on the store shelves or online order ready for you to. I'm talking about controller in hand, box in hand, whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
Come 2027, trust what I'm telling you, because the PlayStation 5 was 7 years old and they just haven't showed us any images. We don't know what the box gonna look like, but the PlayStation 6 is already done. They just need
All
to make
right.
the console is done. They sent their kits already to people to make games for them,
Okay.
so it's
Okay.
done.
Now, with that said, this is a good time to transition because we got
Yeah.
Coupe de Ville down there in the well, both of y'all are down there in the Gulf of America.
Yep.
So okay,
Yep. We like to get to know each other. I'm
go.
in Texas, he in Louisiana.
So shouts out to Coupe. What's up, man?
What's up, y'all? Can hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got you. We got you.
I'm coming live from the car.
Well, you
I
have.
well,
After
since Coupe is here, it's Coupe's time.
Talk about that Nintendo Switch. What's up,
Oh,
Coop?
because it's Coupe's time, y'all. It's Coupe.
So
Look, Coupe.
It's Coop
Coupe
time.
ain't never been high. It's Christmas time for Coupe. It's Christmas Coupe.
we shall see.
Uh-oh.
But
So what news you got for
I mean,
us?
What's going on with Uncle Nintendo, Coop?
hey, man, look here. Big Bucks Uncle Nintendo is his week. Like, y'all heard me on the show this week. We talked anime. Usually when we, spring, we talk anime. It's like an anime opener. And I literally said there's only two things that's so big this week: the anime season openers, and then the rest of it is Nintendo. They just been more and more news up into the wire with what's going on. Of course, they announced that the direct tomorrow is going to be an hour. That's good. So they about to roll out Miyamoto and the other name. I can't pronounce it. I have to look at it. But you know the faces if you watch the direct. They gonna be rolling out the red carpet, and then for the third and the fourth, they're doing what they call the Nintendo Treehouse. That means that's where they actually do hands-on demonstrations of the tech, the games, and all that. So we got half of the week belong to Nintendo. So what does that tell y'all? They taking it serious. They are launching this seriously.
Yeah, they want this to be a hit.
Uncle Nintendo got to lead a wrench and come to the family reunion, y'all.
Yeah, he coming down for a little bit.
Come to the family reunion. He is the family reunion. He about to open the gates. We about to go in there like it's Willy Wonka with the golden tickets.
We're gonna drive down that long driveway all the way to
that long driveway, but you be like, yo, where's the house?
He about to have.
I've been to one house like that before. There's a gate like way back, and you driving through the woods. You like, where we going get there?
Instead of Oompa Loompas, it's gonna be Yoshis, Koopas, and Mushroom Kingdom people gonna be dancing.
They go
Zelda.
They go agree. You gotta check in at the security gate with them. With
Look, you gonna have
the
Bowser
Goombas at the gate.
Gonna be chilling in the other big chair, and Mario gonna be on the other chair. Donkey. You're gonna have all the old heads. You're gonna have Donkey Kong, Bowser, uh,
Yep.
Zelda. I mean, Link and Zelda. Gonna be
Eh, eh,
there.
yep.
Then
Talking
then they
politics,
go.
Donkey.
Got Samus out there. You know what I'm saying?
They
They're
gonna
gonna be
have Little
living
Mac
good.
wait. Little Mac gonna
Come
be
on.
waiting tables because he ain't been allowed to come back into the big show
Lil
for a
Mac gonna be
while.
serving chicken. Gonna be serving
Yeah,
chicken
It's
and
gonna
hors
be
he
d'oeuvres.
or he gonna be the
go.
greeter. He gonna be like,
Good night.
the ex-retired boxer who sell cars. He gonna be greeting people. So, you know,
All right. Good night. Good night.
else Samus might be in her, in her evening wear. Samus don't really age because she got
Yeah.
that
I think it's like the
surgery.
suit
So
or whatever.
she's
Who knows?
So what's the
well,
price on
yeah,
this thing?
we won't know nothing until tomorrow. But
Okay, so
the
okay.
rumors is $399 to $499. But more people
Mm.
are like, as I've been seeing it, the tampering down. It seemed like $399 to $450. Like
Mm.
that's just a gone pecan. That's gonna happen. Like it's gonna be at least in that range, like at least $399, which makes
All right,
sense.
okay.
More tech, more things. But there's rumors that depending on how they might have to, they're not gonna be. Of course, they got the price already listed. But if they had to bake in the tariffs, or if they want to, and then people like they don't want to sell it, Nintendo having sold at a loss, which is commonplace for most consoles.
Yeah.
Nintendo is one of the few people who didn't do it since the Wii. So in other words, Nintendo rightfully valued themselves high. They
Yeah,
see
like,
themselves as
they're
as
as much as I make fun of Nintendo, Nintendo is a premium product. All right.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
they have
we
made
poke fun.
themselves
We
as
poke
a
fun, but we know Uncle Nintendo is the rich uncle, man. That's why we
they
call him.
they're the only. I mean, when basically as the trend goes, everything else is becoming, more blurred lines between Sony and Microsoft. Now, of course, Microsoft and Sony hate each other, and they hate it. Sony hates Nintendo, but who is the only platform holder where their games don't appear nowhere else but their platform? It ain't even an option.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Uncle
You can't even
Nintendo.
pretend. You can't even
you-
pretend to see no. Shoot, you can't even get Nintendo, like old Nintendo games that weren't owned by Nintendo. Like you can't get like like Konami joints that was on Nintendo back. Nah, Nintendo even be having them on lock. I don't even know how they
Well,
do that, but
They kind of. It depends. It depends. But like, that's a Konami. Like
because
Konami's
you ain't gonna get like no release of like Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3 on Steam. They ain't happening. Nah.
But Ninja Gate, that's Tecmo.
Oh, sorry, with Tecmo. You ain't getting that.
Well, see,
As far as
Tecmo-
Konami, you ain't getting those. You
But see-
just got your hands on them Turtles games. Y'all
They
just got your hands on them Turtles games.
Well, again, that's Konami. Konami
Yeah,
is
I
a
mean,
little
well, I
bit
brought up
shady.
Konami first, so
Oh,
that's why I
I'm just saying,
I was referencing them.
I'm not gonna blame that on Nintendo. Konami's
Oh,
shady.
all right. Oh, okay.
Konami runs casinos and pachinko machines. The
Really?
only reason
I
why I
didn't even know
think, oh yeah, Konami is like bowling in Japan, like because they that's why a lot of people hate Konami because they pretty much like, all right, I ain't gonna do nothing with my my catalog until I want to show up to stunt. Notice how we didn't get the Turtles collection until Shredder's Revenge came out,
Man.
So-
I know, right?
and then they could have been did this. Now I'm happy it happened because I sure bought it. I have all the games, so I want to play all the Nintendo Turtle stuff in my childhood I can. But all I have to say is that Nintendo probably wouldn't hold them up. I will say that's more third party. But speaking of third party, what's the rumor is that basically, yes, they're gonna show all whatever the first party games that's gonna get the love, gonna get the bulk of the love. There's rumors that maybe about a handful of handpicked third party people going to get to showcase something, and then it's just gonna be, a lot of going over the product.
They better be showcasing some of that Marv. That's all I'm saying.
I'll say this: if they
Hold
if they
on. See,
wow
now
me,
you asking for
If-
something that ain't gonna happen.
if Nintendo wows me on this little video that they finna put out, which this video will be out by the time the video the day come out, I might actually grab me a Switch too, because I ain't played a Nintendo since, like I told y'all the story about my daughter having the Switch. But even before that, like I got off Nintendo back in Nintendo 64 days. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
same.
going back because there's some games I don't have to play the kiddie stuff. They got some dope RPGs on Nintendo.
Well, this is, and I'm glad you mentioned this, and that's why I mentioned the third party games. Now I know Mike wants what he wants. They showed they actually debuted Marvel on their last direct Switch. They're not showing no other games like that. That's a Switch One game for all intents and purposes. What you're gonna get is a big thing of Mario Kart 9, probably, because that already kind of slipped through when they showed the Switch was coming this year. They had a new Marvel, you know, a Mario Kart game on that thing, and people realized, oh, this is a new Mario Kart because it had more race slots, other design things. People sussed that out quick. So you're going to probably get the announcement of Mario Kart 9, possibly a new mainline 3D Mario game, and probably some at best Zelda remakes of some stuff people been wanting. But the reason why I mentioned like the third party people, those big third party people, remember I said something like the Japanese companies are happy that Uncle Nintendo is back to handle their stuff. So you might see a Capcom. There's, people are playing the bingo game like, will you see a new Mega Man? But Capcom has been basically, getting Nintendo's slippers out, for the uncle in his robe, and putting his robe and lighting his cigar since he's been announcing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. all these directs. Who does Capcom go to announce their collections to? Uncle Nintendo. So there's rumors you might see Sega, you might see Capcom. Maybe if Konami want to play nice, but Konami don't really care because they know they're gonna be there eventually. And maybe maybe you might see something from like whoever makes Elden Ring. There's rumors that maybe eventually Elden Ring might come. But what's like that's gonna come. Like the rollout is the time frame of what leaked out is that some third party people aren't getting their dev kits until June. Nintendo was being very particular, very stodgy, and they're like, you're gonna wait, and then you're gonna roll your games out in October for the holiday season. So it's gonna be like
it was like we making our money first.
So that speaks to what I said before Coop joined in. Right before you joined in, Coop, I was saying something to the effect of because the PlayStation 6 is already done to exclusive people, and they didn't say who, but there are some companies that are already developing games for the PS6 because they have the dev kits already.
Yeah.
So that you said that about Nintendo, that just further solidifies what I was saying about the PS6. Like they just the ones we say, what I'm saying, Nintendo in this case, only the ones that they say gonna get the dev kits. Everybody else got to wait till June.
It's probably gonna be like Capcom, Sega.
Man, Capcom,
Sega, Ubisoft, something like them.
Ubisoft was mentioned.
Like NERDSoul games.
Who else?
Them joints. We get knives later. All right, we get knives later.
But basically, unfortunately, the Marvel game is pretty much a Switch One game, so this doesn't stop that at all. Now, will they mention will games run smoother? Honestly, it has more processing power, so it'll be whatever little slowdown. It'll probably take that away by naturally. There's rumors some games are going to be specifically be able to run better. Probably Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, or Breath of the Wild. They're going to take care of Zelda. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the two big 3D titles that people are going to play for a long, long time. So to run it smoother,
come back to
higher frame rate. There's people already in comments saying, look, what dude said, look, man, I'm a man with disposable income. I know that this is just an upgrade, but if you just simply make a faster running Tears of the Kingdom or some type of patch, take my money. He's just to take my money. So, I don't know if he joking or trolling, be like, I'm a man with disposable income. Give me what I want, take my money. So, if he ain't joking, and then just the Zelda fans alone, if they get something tomorrow, we probably ain't getting that. We're getting Metroid Prime 4 eventually, so Metroid fans gonna get something. Metroid like they love Samus, but they really love Zelda and and Mario. And also, there's rumors there might be a new Donkey Kong game because they did just open that theme park.
No.
There are rumors
Yeah,
that
you're
he's
right.
going to get a
What was
movie.
it? What's that? Universal in Orlando?
Yeah,
Was it?
and
Yeah.
they're in Japan right now. Then it's coming to America.
I got you.
So, and then what Miyamoto, he created Donkey Kong. So you see how he was cheesing when he was at the theme park with his crew. I mean, look, man, real talk.
I'd be cheesing too.
I was saying I'm not a creator like that, but if I was a creator and I created one of the best video games from the late 70s that still matter to this day, and I have a theme park, do you know how I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna be dancing with Donkey Kong too. Like that's my creation,
bruh.
That's my
Especially,
son.
I remember I ain't going front when Donkey Kong Country dropped. Man, that joint, it reinvigorated because it was like, all right, Donkey Kong was cool, then it like died down, kind of disappeared for a minute, and then when Country dropped, we was all like, what? This joint is sweet.
They took one of the legendary arcade games and made it and they put it in the 3D world, and even though it wasn't pure 3D, but that was
like
when
that
Rare
2.5D kind of thing.
But it was the fact that it was able to do pre-rendered graphics. It was a big deal, like use that pre-rendered graphics type of chip on still on 16-bit. But they was creating new chips to make these
next
things
level
work.
Right there.
Exactly, like 16-bit. They didn't know they could do that. Like we can still put new chips in the game. That's why the game started going up a little bit. But it was working with Kart technology to make it more powerful. Blah blah blah, which you can't really do with a CD unless with other attachments. But chips, you can just build the chips in the cart. So, but it's just the fact that Donkey Kong, is one of those things that became a success out of a failure. Do y'all know the story of Donkey Kong in arcades, right?
Nah, I have no idea.
Nah, I didn't know that story.
Long way to sum it up. You can watch it on some documentaries. It's probably on one of the Netflix ones. One of the first Nintendo was like in Japan, space shooters and stuff like that were a big deal. Always been a big deal. So they used to have like this submarine shooting game. And you notice how Nintendo had those special type of cabinets where it's like 3D stethoscope, right? Well, the game that they built was made for that, but they ordered too much of it and they didn't fly in America. Then Miyamoto, how he came up with Donkey Kong, they took all of those wasted things and changed the cabinet and the art. And when they created Donkey Kong, and they were able to sell all of those cabinets or make them a hit, they took a absolute financial failure and made it a major hit by making those cabinets into Donkey Kong. So that's why a lot of the Nintendo cabinets have that special look, because it was made for a failed game.
That's why they have that kind of like that, like you said, that
3D
retroscope kind of whatever.
It's something that was made for a failed game that took advantage of that, but then it made like it became like this special type of thing that is specifically a Nintendo cabinet.
You learn something new every day, man. I didn't even know that.
All right, so Nintendo, they looking good, about 400. All right, so if you look, y'all better get y'all money right. What is it dropping today? Well, by the time y'all see this, basically today, tomorrow, something like that.
The rumor is also that they're not gonna let you pre-order tomorrow. They're gonna make you wait a week. I guess they want to get people time, and they're trying their hardest to stop scalpers.
Let people get their money up. Let a Friday pass real quick. Let them,
I mean, look,
I'm gonna wait till that price drop anyway. I don't want nothing when they first come out because it's always got bugs and kinks in them.
Oh yeah, they're going to send out the updates.
Well, it's not so much.
They're going to hit y'all with a Switch 2 Pro. Is they going to do that to us?
It's not so much the updates. I think.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, on OLED.
I think with all technology, whether it's a cell phone, a television, any electronic device, I think this is what I've seen in the last 15, 20 year span. A technology product comes out, electronic device, whatever comes out, and I'm talking about the first of its kind, or the first
like the first wave or whatever.
The first wave of it, it has its kinks, and then over time, the customer complaints of whatever they are.
Then you get that
Then they put
firmware
out
update.
you get that firmware update or just a new model of it. And then they may come down with the price, they may increase the price, whatever they do. The second version of the thing is the better version of it, which is why so I'm like, I don't want nothing when it first come out. I like to wait a little minute,
Well,
unless it's just a game I just
there's
really, really want to play.
another rumor that they're gonna do the OLED model. Like they're gonna basically repeat what has worked. They're gonna they're gonna have the regular model, supposedly the OLED, because this is not coming with an OLED screen. So you're paying more for the power and just faster processing. Then for the bells and whistles,
just make
it'll be
one,
another
man.
model. Bruh, come on.
I know
You're
it
talking about
worked,
a
but
for-profit company.
well, I'm like,
They're not going to. They're not going to do it.
Had a one.
Honestly, I'm happy that they made.
But you gotta. I understand business wise. You gotta make the regular one, and then you have to make the status symbol one.
Screen. Yeah, the one I got an OLED with the perfect
see,
screen.
I got the you ain't got the OLED though. It's like,
and me, I play on dock. I can't play it with the controllers attached to it. My hand's too big. It don't curve the way like I used to when I was a kid. So yeah, I gotta play with a pro controller anyway.
Up with a controller.
Yeah, like I can put, and then they already fixed something that I want for the standard model. It gonna have a good kickstand, so I can actually take it with me if I want to really play it.
Thing. I was like, all right,
I'm happy. I'm gonna be playing with a pro controller.
If I get one, I'm gonna hook that joint up to the TV and buy a controller for it and just play it like it's a console. Because I think between me and my daughter, I think we both broke the analog stick on that joint, which is why her screen is just black. Look, she's 19 now, so she don't really care. I gave her my old PS4 because I had two PS4s. My brother passed away, and I went to go to his house and pack up a lot of his stuff. I took his PS4 Pro, brought it with me. That's sentimental value for me. And my old PS4, I traded it in. They got some store credit for my PS5. So I gave my daughter my old, well, she's playing on her uncle's PS4. She's, a young adult now. She didn't graduated from Nintendo Switch. But when she was 13, right, and we had the Switch, and we was both playing, she was playing Mario Galaxy, I was on Zelda Real Tough. I think between me and her, I don't know which one of us did it, but that analog stick drift was just really bad. Like we messed that joint up. So I think if I get this new Nintendo Switch, if they wow me, because I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna see what it can't do. If they wow me, still not gonna get it when it first come out, but I might get me one just so I can have two consoles. And I'll just hook it up to the TV and play it on big screen.
So let me ask y'all a question. Let's say, Mario Kart 9 is a given. What would it take, like, first party, because Mike, I know you like to bring up Marvel. That's not first party. That's Capcom. It's gonna happen. But I'm just saying, what first party Nintendo game would have to happen maybe tomorrow or this week, even a whiff of it, that would make you consider buying a Switch 2?
See, that's the thing. Nothing. It is not that I don't like Nintendo. The only reason I'm actually thinking about buying it is because I think it'd be cool for my son, and then you and I can play Marvel when it drops. But like, there's nothing. It's weird. I like Mario. I like Zelda. I like Metroid. I like Donkey Kong, but not enough to drop like $500.
Yeah, that's why I wait till it.
Not when there's like, since I'm a PC player, I'm like, yo, there's so many. Amazing games that I could play. There's no really first party Nintendo games I'm interested in like that.
Price aside, let's say money wasn't an issue, or
I got it like that. I'm balling.
Like you got it like that. Like, because what would make you consider even wanting it? Like, because price is a little, like, if it's like 500, I might have to say, but.
I'll be honest, I've always loved Kart. I've always loved Mario Kart. So it would have to be a new Mario Kart, and it would have to be it would have to be super dope. And then you know what? I know. Look, don't hate on a brother. Dr. Mario, hit me with a Dr. Mario.
I'm hating on a brother. I'm hating.
You probably ain't gonna get it. You just
Dr. Mario.
Because it's not. like, let's be real. Come on, fam. Like, let's
He
be
pulling some
honest
stuff
with
out of
yourself, nerd. So that's
Mario
not
Wonder.
gonna
I mean,
happen.
yo, okay, not
Bruh.
Dr. Mario. If
Dr.
you're not gonna give me
Mario.
Dr. Mario, I love Dr. Mario. I used to play that
I
joint
ain't
all the
hate
time.
on that. I'm just saying
I just
they
like to
haven't
say,
been
I'm
a
not. Yeah, go ahead, say it, cool, because
they
you said
haven't
it
been
for
a
me.
Dr. Mario since like Super
Yo,
Nintendo.
he took us back.
Maybe. And I think that's
That was
really just since Nintendo.
what
Yo,
he
I
got
don't
his
even
man.
time machine set on
Woo!
1935, bro. His time
I'm
machine is
the
set up. Ain't it
Dr.
cool?
Look, don't get me wrong. Dr. Mario had a
Yeah.
cool commercial. Look,
Dr.
look,
Mario was dope. Look, I'm telling you,
rabbit
it
hole
was sweet.
folks. It's one of the most fun commercials because they had like the witch doctor theme for some reason, and it was like this cool jail. Like they had the Keith Haring art. I don't know why Nintendo went like super hard for the Dr. Mario
Because it was
game
sweet.
commercial,
It
but
was
it
sweet.
was they made it great. It had like a tailspin song. It was like strange, and they made it like a witch doctor type of vibe. But
Say
Dr. Mario,
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
wasn't. I
but
wasn't
now
ready for that one. That one
for
caught me
me,
off guard.
Mario Kart and a brand new Donkey Kong Country type game that just like blows me out because I love platformers like Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, Donkey Kong Country, Mario. I love those. But since Mario Wonder already got its love, let me get a Donkey Kong Wonder. All right, let me go. Let me get that Diddy Kong. You know what I'm saying? Let me throw the cap on. You know what I'm saying? Then we can ride down
I feel like
the railing, the little railroad thing. Then you know what I'm saying? Play that level again. You know what I'm saying? Give me
feel
something like that. And
like
stop doing all these
we
HD remakes. Give me something new.
well, I know they did the HD remake of the last the Wii or something version that people didn't want, or they would like I don't know, like it wasn't like it was. I heard it was hard. You have to turn it was so hard you have to turn it down to be able to play it.
Dang.
Like unless you just like really want the punishment of a hard platformer for some reason, but which I do not want from. I do not want old Nintendo hard. Like I like Nintendo playable, but if you talk about 8-bit Nintendo hard, hell no. I'll leave
Yeah,
that to the indies.
You know what?
The indies
And a
punish
new
me for
Kirby.
that.
Give me a new Kirby.
Okay,
Oh,
now
they
you
got
talk.
plenty of like that's
Kirby.
pretty much gone.
I
Yeah,
want
Kirby's
new
probably
Kirby.
gonna happen.
I miss Kirby.
Well, they got plenty of new Kirby. They've been releasing plenty of Kirby.
Okay, so
It's gonna happen.
For me to answer this question, I know you posed it for nerd. For me to answer this question,
Yeah.
I
Well, for
need
you
a
too.
RP, I need an RPG.
Nice.
Okay.
First of all, I need to see the specs. I need to see what the console can do without a game at all, just like in of itself. Because my PlayStation does other things other than play video games. Like, can I edit videos on it? Like, not that it's a game deal breaker. It's just
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
can you like
curious.
stream? Oh yeah, Nintendo
Right?
don't want you
Because
streaming their
listen,
games anyway.
a lot of the clips I've been putting out for y'all, I've been editing them joints on the PlayStation app, and then I'll download it. I mean, on the PlayStation console with the Share Factory, and then I'll download it to my phone, and then I'll just upload it to YouTube and TikTok because I got a certain music I can't use because of the thing. So I'll take the video and change the song on YouTube and change the song on TikTok because of the copyright stuff. But other than that, not that it's a deal breaker. I'm curious as to what the console hardware by itself can do without to do with a video game. And then secondly, I need an RPG. I need and it could be cartoon sprite. I love my little cartoon sprite RPGs like Saga Frontier, old Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 6. My bad. I like.
I will say this.
I love Breath of Fire. That is my joint. Like I played every Breath of Fire that known to man except for the most recent one, which because I gotta have Nintendo Switch to have it. Or Nintendo Wii, I think it was on the Wii. I don't know. But Breath of Fire, I might just get that joint when it come out. And lastly, I like Mario Kart. I fox with that. I fox with Mario Kart. Like as old as I am, I'll get on that joint, and me and NERDSoul will be racing. Like I will jump on. Toad is my dude. Toad
I'll add on. It's not first party, but if we could get Gauntlet,
you're not gonna get Gauntlet. You're not. That's WB.
You asked
like,
me what would make me buy.
I said first party, Mike. You asking for Make a
Well, we
wish.
don't know about all of the first and
Listen,
second
you
party.
asking for
These
Make a
are
Wish
games that was
Well,
Foundation.
on that was on
I,
Super Nintendo though.
as a person who sadly hates WB, I know what they own, so I'll
Okay.
happily squash that dream. We're
Okay.
never gonna see Gauntlet ever again until WB sells it. Cause I
Oh
hate this
wow.
WB hate everybody. Oh, WB is just evil. They
Okay.
did. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, not to go on the rant because we're trying to be happy with Uncle
Yes,
Nintendo,
Uncle Nintendo,
but
we happy.
WB just it would be nice. I would jump for joy if WB like did something good. Hey, shout out to them. They're doing something good with anime. Every once in a while, they surprise me.
Yeah.
They do that, but games and stuff and movies, they just they can't even do Looney Tunes right. But anyway, back to Nintendo because I
But
didn't
yeah,
complain about WB enough.
definitely a cart that runs smoothly on online play. I also think streaming, even though I know Nintendo be funny about streaming their games, but being able to stream to YouTube, to Twitch, to IG Live, stuff like that,
Now,
being able to do that seamlessly without, a whole bunch of fuss and kerfuffle and a whole bunch of extra third party, jack leg stuff. Nah, just like let it work. People like to stream their stuff. Like open it up. You know what I'm saying? Allow them to stream the games that they play. But I also know how Nintendo get down. But since we're saying, what would I like? That's what I would like. Definitely a cart. You know what? Was Kung Fu first party?
I don't even remember. I
not
remember the game, but I don't know who
really.
owned that. I think that was Konami,
Kung
wasn't it?
Fu. Like
Was
you talking
Kung
about like the old where you punch a
The old Nintendo
guy and
Kung
they
Fu,
drop.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you punch the
The
guy.
old Nintendo Kung Fu, yeah. That
Yeah.
game.
No,
Was
yes
that
and
first
no.
party?
Yes
I don't
and
know who
no.
owned it.
Give me
the-
an updated that, or just give me an HD remix. I'll play
Well,
that joint. I'll play Kung Fu for hours.
But keep it Metroidvania side scrolling like. Don't make it a 3D
Tech-
Yeah,
Kung Fu.
no 3D stuff.
Technically,
Same, you gotta go cross
Kung
the level,
Fu-
and that's it.
Kung Fu, technically, yes and no with Kung Fu, because Kung Fu is one of them games that got remade for every system since the late 70s.
When did they
Technically-
remake that? I never seen no remake for
Well,
that.
they had it for. See, it goes by different names. It's the same game. It's like Kung Fu is the Nintendo version. It's really like Kung Fu Master. Then it's like Irem owns that, and it'll be the same game, but then it was on Turbo 16 graphics. Like,
snap.
the only reason why I know this guy actually watched a documentary on this
Oh, I had
specific
no
game.
idea. I only remember
Like,
the
it's-
one version of it on Nintendo. That's
Yeah, that's
in
all I
arcade, of
remember.
course.
I
And
had it on
arcade,
Atari, and I had it on Atari. I actually had that game on Atari and Nintendo. It's the same game with the same color design.
Somebody was letting people
It's-
whitelist their game.
I didn't know
And
that.
and it's even been like there's even like a timeline where it's updated after that in a weird way. I think it even trying to think Bad Dudes was even inspired by it. I mean, of course that's kind of like one of the first beat 'em up,
Yo, I got a game
technically.
both for y'all. I got a game that Nintendo Switch probably not gonna do, but this is just me really, really wishing. And I will let Coop probably gonna take this ball and run with it. Hint at this ball and run with it. Tecmo Bowl, but Nintendo Switch 2. Like,
No.
Top
and I'm
down.
talking about with the current roster. Y'all
Top down.
scrolling,
That little cheap
side-scrolling.
whistle sound. Like,
Yep. And with the
like-
current roster of players, like who like Madden got their thing, because when Madden came on the scene, there was no more Tecmo Bowl, right? It's okay. Madden just took over the football scene because
Game
NFL 2K,
Day kind of disappeared too.
Game Day,
I mean,
NFL 2K, they all tried, but Madden won. But Tecmo Bowl, and I'm talking about keep it. You can. I want to because they did a Tecmo Bowl remake back. I don't remember when. It was on PlayStation where you could make it to where it's cartoon side scrolling, or you could press a button and switch it to like 3D, but it was still side scrolling. But it was generic teams because of the licenses of the NFL.
Yeah,
I think they should make a Tecmo Bowl game. Get the licensing stuff out the way. Give me 2025, 2026, and beyond actual roster, and let me run around with that joint and give us some legendary characters like Bo Jackson and
y'all
Marcus
making me the
Allen.
bad guy tonight.
Listen, I knew
Yeah.
Coach was gonna take this ball and run
Y'all
with
gonna
it,
why y'all gonna make me the
Who
bad?
gonna say
but
you ain't never gonna get?
Guy?
I
Why
just
y'all want to
threw
make
it
me the
out
bad
there
guy?
because it's Nintendo. It's not gonna happen, right?
It,
I knew
it's
this, but I just want it. Like that would be so
okay.
dope. But
Let
go ahead, Coop.
let
Take the
me
ball and
let
run
me.
with it. Take the ball and run
I'm
with
not go. I'm not go. Knock on nobody's dream. I just don't think Tecmo themselves even make it
Yo,
anymore. But
man.
Nintendo, they not like
Yo, you
Look,
going
EA
you
ain't
get
EA
run one, run two, pass two,
it. Yep.
pass three. That's it. That's all you
But
get.
look,
EA
they could expand the
Sports
playbook.
would make EA Sports would make us disappear before they let anybody get that NFL license ever
Of
again.
course not.
They
Of course not. That much I
literally
know.
bought it.
That much I knew before
Yeah,
I
they
said what
so
I said. But that's why
yeah.
Game Day
You know
NFL
what?
2K
You know what?
going out of business.
Tecmo Bowl. You know what? I'm gonna say this. It ain't gotta be the NFL. You know what I'm saying? You got the CFL out there. Go on, get.
Nah, I want
Now,
NFL.
with that said,
I want NFL
there is
Tecmo
an
Bowl.
indie game called like Super something Bowl. It's Tecmo Bowl, but it's just like
Oh,
it's like
word.
Super 8-bit Bowl. It's something
I've
like
played
that.
it.
It's a
Oh,
I
game out.
played
wow.
it. I played it. I know what Coop talking about. It's
Oh,
it's
word.
just some generic teams. It's Tecmo Bowl, but it's generic teams that you don't know nothing about. It's I think it is based off the CFL league and a few European leagues. But these are football
Yeah,
teams
so
that you'll never care about. The names on the
no.
screen, you don't know these names, but the whole design of the game is Tecmo Bowl. And it's like
Yeah, so
here's your old retro game that you used to know and love as a kid, but this is not NFL.
I'm not
All
gonna be
right.
mean here. I'm not when I say this, I'm not being mean. But you know, like when a teacher give a test and they get that specific thing and they underline it. Now I will just
Yeah.
reiterate.
You
For
go
me,
online.
First party.
first party Nintendo game. Everybody, and I'm laughing because that's
Because,
like where everybody
because
say everything is Nintendo, and it's like, do you? And we didn't know growing up like what's developers and this and that, but it's
yeah,
like
I still
do
don't
you
know.
know
I still don't
Tecmo's?
know.
because it's
I
like
you know more
we
than you know. It's just
now.
I get what you're saying,
The funny thing
Yeah.
is,
but now
because
you
now
can't
that we're
avoid the
growing up,
news
we're
of
like,
it.
you know what? Some of the hottest stuff, most of the things that we
Wasn't even
remember from
Nintendo.
Nintendo weren't Nintendo.
No,
Like, yeah,
like
it's
Mega
like, yeah,
Man,
we
but
had,
Nintendo.
yeah, you know what? If they could rework Duck Hunt into a first person shooter that was real dope,
I'm not gonna lie.
I
I
think I
actually was
might be up for
wondering,
that.
would this be the weirdest time if they could somehow do something with Duck Hunt? That actually crossed in my mind before I thought of Dr. Mario. I'm like, I don't know who thinking of Dr. Mario,
Like
but
it could be like Halo, but like just in a different dimension you fall into where ducks are running wild and people need duck dinners or something. So you got to go
you
out.
know,
I don't know.
I would say
People need
that
Peking duck,
is
and then you got to
crazy or insane, but you know what? That would be done by an indie developer like by tomorrow, just because you said it. Because I mean, we already got
yo,
golf games where you got to escape the afterlife if you golf good. So anything is up in indie game, and now Nintendo probably ain't gonna do it.
yeah.
But for me, first party game, if of course Mario Kart 9, that is 100% gonna happen. I mean, I would like a new Mario Kart. And sadly, I waited the longest to buy the last Mario Kart
Hmm.
because it never went on sale, but then I finally got it on sale. And I play it every blue moon. I'm not great at it online. Like online, people be smoking me. I don't know how they that good at it, but I have. But it's such a fun game. I will play anytime I go to an arcade and I see Mario Kart arcade. I'm playing it. Shout out to the homie Sherry. I think we came tied. We played it a couple times before she moved from Baton Rouge, and
Yeah.
we was playing at main event, and we were having the best of time. We were killing Mark. We were running Mark off the road on purpose and leaving him in the dust.
It's
But
cold, man.
and like Mario Kart Arcade, you actually like take a picture of your face, like if you put like a little
Oh
Mario mask on, so you
yeah,
get to put your face in the game, like on the corner, and just do some silly poses. So it's like a photo booth and it's Mario Kart slapped together
that's
for
awesome.
fun. So Mario Kart is just timeless. So Mario Kart 9
Yeah.
is a given. Star Fox. There's rumors that depending on how they want to
I
do
would not
Star
be
Fox.
against that.
Like I wasn't great at Star Fox, but I feel like I didn't have enough time to really play. I didn't have the game, so I just would play demos, and I sucked at it. Now that I understand it as an adult, what it is, it's an on-rail shooter. I didn't really get that, and it'll be easy to tell because I never played the GameCube version. If I could see Star Fox now with all the graphical updates and smoothness, I would probably be like, hey, let's do Star Fox. Because they actually have Star Fox clones out there by indie producers like the first one, but of course like with more processing power, so you get what it is. I would definitely be like, hey, I'll try Star Fox. Because back to your point, Open Mind, there's gonna be like with Nintendo, they're good with money. Like, I hate to say it like that again, but they got some RPGs that came out like Chrono Trigger, something new one. So that one might be one of the ones I don't know if it's like a collaboration first party. See, Nintendo even got slicker with their collaborations. Like, if you get that Nintendo first party seal of approval, they don't quite own you, but they kind of own you. That's kind of like one of them weird Japanese companies. Like, hey, you're your own company, but you pretty much work for us. Like, we're gonna keep paying you to keep making just this, and you're going to work on this game.
That's
you're
all
gonna be
you
like,
do.
yes, you're gonna be like, yes, Uncle Nintendo. Thank you for this money and this opportunity, because you're gonna make us rich, and we're gonna make a fire game
Just
that
like
we get our
poor
own
Sega.
subset of fans. Like Sega, but look, Sega got something. Like, Sega ain't bad no more. Sega, like, you know what, Nintendo? Man, remember you know what Sega is to Nintendo? That's why I said, you know what? In that patio, in that party, you gonna have Sonic. He gonna be up there with Mario. He like, man, remember I used to kick your butt, take your girl Mario, but we cool. We squashed all that, bro.
Squash
And
that beef.
when I went to jail, and I was on my bottom dollar, and I was in face down in a puddle of water.
Bail me out.
And you came hollered at your boy. You got me straight. He went to, Sonic went to church. He got cleaned up.
When that mean
He stopped hanging
old
with,
Sony came and took all my money, messed up my release for my Dreamcast. You came and hooked me up.
It's like, I still hang with Sony, but we do real good work, as we say down here in the South. Like, I do real good work also, and Sega does really good work. They're like, I'm creative. I can't own the store. Like, Sega's the dude, he don't need to own a brick and mortar. He need to bring work on product alone. And that is true. I can't own the store. I can't be the dude that run all the businesses. But I am creative as hell. I make stuff that people want. I make the designer clothes. Your store makes it sell. We are match made in heaven. Who would have thought years later Sega and Nintendo are a match made in heaven? Because like recently they just dropped all the old Yakuza games. That's on Nintendo Switch 1. So basically with Switch 2, Yakuza is coming back. Anything of Sega's RPGs, if they want to do, is going right there. Because if they want to redo Phantasy Star, they got a whole group of people who is begging to have a new Phantasy Star.
Phantasy Star Online was ahead of its time, for real.
If they do, that's one of the bingo cards for people. If Phantasy Star come back in some type of playable format, they're gonna be rolling in dough, and that could be like one of the shadow drops tomorrow or something, or soon.
Phantasy Star is out,
so
on PlayStation.
Well, I mean, like, they want it on it, but I'm saying there's people who want it on Nintendo.
Okay, well, yeah, you're right, because it is on PlayStation.
Yeah, so, but like, if Phantasy Star or whatever Sega does happen, and there's rumors of RPG like maybe Golden Sun, maybe that, so you might be very surprised, Open Mind, tomorrow. You're gonna see I bet you will see an RPG, whether if it's a remake or something, but over the next year you're going to get that RPG that you want, guaranteed. It's gonna be something.
So I'll end with this. Cause we've been on for a minute. I know y'all be wanting them 20-minute shows. So you know what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
We're not gonna get those 20 minutes with me.
I'm sorry, y'all.
So
it's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna throw it to this as our final topic. See, the good old Capcom said, you know what? We heard y'all. You cried out to the heavens, and we listened. And we have a new beat 'em up for you called Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Well, that ain't Capcom.
Well, I mean, Capcom. I mean,
That ain't Capcom.
ain't Capcom involved in it? It's not just Marvel, right?
No, that's not. That is not
So
Capcom.
it just looked like Marvel
that
versus
is-
Capcom. Oh, all right,
No, that is just Marvel games, and
See,
that
I thought,
is
I thought it was Marvel and Capcom
Yes.
together. So, all right, my bad.
Nothing
It
to
just
do with
looks
Capcom.
like Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah.
But
They did that on purpose.
yeah, there was like. So
Why you think?
there was like, we gonna get him. So Marvel said, look, we got you, dog. Got you. We know you like that Turtles. We got you. We heard y'all. Got you, dog. Don't worry about it. And now here we go. Marvel Cosmic Invasion, man. People been happy. We've been dancing in the streets. Everybody who plays beat 'em ups, we all cheesing. You know what I'm saying? We out there smiling like we just won a big check. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Look, I know that there might be people out there that are unhappy about this, but it ain't your time, right?
What?
It's our time.
Man,
it's our time to shine. It's our time. We ain't even worried about y'all unhappiness right now. This is our time. This thing has a straight up assist system. All the cool characters. We're gonna have what, like 10, 15 to start?
15 roster.
15.
I don't know if that's
you know we gonna get DLC. Come on, man.
No, like, you know, y'all, just to bring it. I know we about to end the show, but the three of us was talking in this in behind the scenes a couple of days back, and about all of the people complaining about, like, all right, gaming community, I need y'all to stop it, man. I'm glad y'all, because I actually forgot about this. I'm glad y'all talking about it, because I've been wanting to pop off about that. Like I need y'all who trashing that Capcom beat 'em up that's gonna be made by the same people who made Streets of Rage 4. Stop it. That's dope. This Marvel beat 'em up game is dope. I don't see there's nothing wrong with the art style or whatever y'all was complaining about in the comment section. Anybody that know who NERDSoul is, that was in that comment section and wanted to come see, listen to me right now. I'm telling you, I'm talking to you. Stop it. There's nothing wrong with this game. Nothing. I don't care what you. Another.
First of all,
another comic book game. No, What you're not finna do. What you're not finna do is trash this. This is something I definitely want to play.
Yeah, we got to play it.
This is dope. Y'all find anything to complain about. Go ahead.
You warming open mind up, and I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna just say this real quick.
Go tag in.
Yo, this is look, the people who are saying, first of all, y'all know that me and Mike, we podcast on superhero stuff, anime and all that, video games. Okay, for y'all who are keep saying, well, Marvel was trash, this and that, y'all, they had millions of people watch chairs unfold. All right, ain't nothing is dead with Disney.
Bruh.
And this,
they had empty chairs, and y'all sat in the live stream. You lying? Somebody lying.
To the homie from Van Lathan from Baton Rouge said it, y'all. He's like, and Van done won the Oscar. He produced stuff, blah blah. I don't know the man personally like that. I only met him one time, but he make me proud. Because he used common sense first of all. He like, y'all, I know it's cool to hate on Marvel, this and that. It ain't over until something that says Avengers and semicolon ... whatever the name of it is. Until that fails, it ain't over. Like Kirk Franklin said, it ain't gonna be over.
Marvel to stop the way these haters say they wanted to stop. For Marvel to stop, they would have to probably have like 10 flops.
Doomsday.
Like, look, is DC stopping? And look at how poorly they've done.
Bruh.
So Marvel would have to have like, I don't know, 10, 15 flops in a row.
Basically, until Avengers
it's not gonna happen.
Until Avengers flop. Until Avengers don't make, like, unless Avengers make 500 and break even. And they have to do that at least 2-3 times. It ain't stopping.
It's not gonna happen.
So, in this year alone, we got Marvel Rivals. We got Venom has a twerk emote. They let the Chinese people go crazy. They doing everything in the kitchen sink within this game. Look, somebody like it, I ain't gonna buy it.
They
I
got
don't know.
them digital butt cheeks out there, and y'all
The
buy.
hyper, and you talk about Marvel vs. Capcom. They brought back Hyper Orange Venom from Marvel Capcom as a homage, I guess, just to that, and then because the memes were making fun of Venom being thick, if you will, they gave him a twerking emote within a year's span time. That tells you that they're getting their hands on the pulse of
They on
things.
top of it.
Right.
The Marvel, the Blade video game will come out before the movie ever come out. That might take a while, but they gonna do it. You got Wolverine coming soon in a couple of years. So Marvel games are on it. What we been complaining about? Why ain't there a Marvel beat? We was like, why ain't there an X-Men beat them up? But it's that. They're like, bet we gonna do all of them.
Yeah.
You go get Avengers, X-Men. You go get different teams. You go get the Sci-fi people.
And they
the
gave
space
y'all
people.
they gave y'all Quasar instead of Captain Marvel because they know y'all couldn't shut y'all mouths about Captain Marvel. So
So
think
they
about it
gave y'all
like-
the one
like
that
they
y'all
said-
love.
Somebody said in that comment section, "Where's the X-Men beat 'em up?" When you got Wolverine
It's
right
like,
here, you
bruh,
got Storm
Wolverine
right there.
and Storm
You
is
got
right there.
I wrote a comment. I
They're
said,
giving
bruh.
the whole
Like you got
Marvel,
some,
bruh.
you got some. Yes, that's what they think X-Men is. X-Men
They
ain't
stupid.
DC.
They
It ain't
stupid.
DC. Like, come
was
on,
like,
what we
what-
talking about?
The problem is, this is the problem, Open Mind. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
We
popping off
going
again.
over. We going over here.
I'm sorry, y'all. We overtime like it's
Nah,
church.
it's
But
cool. Keep going.
yeah,
They
that one
need-
particular
we need to teach these young
that one
whippersnappers.
particular comment made me mad. I think I
It made
responded
you
to him. I'm
mad.
like, bruh.
I was like, oh,
I said what? I'm like, X-Men. I said they're giving you more than just X-Men. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's always somebody
This is-
that gotta be that
This is the
actually
person-
dork that be
All right,
like,
so-
well, I don't like the Avengers. I need the X-Men. The X-Men are property of Disney now. Get over it. They are property of
Yeah.
Marvel. X-Men ain't special and
On
it's
the
set
real,
apart and upon.
what Disney need to
It's a
do,
part of it.
because it was hot. What Disney need to do is going to hit us with that Disney Infinity beat 'em up.
yeah.
Think I won't buy it.
With
Think I
some
won't
Mickey Mouse
want
and some
to
Donald
play
Duck
with
and
Stitch
some Dash-
and
yeah.
Stitch and the little girl from Wreck-It Ralph. Come on now, man. Think I won't want to team up the dude from Monsters University, the big dude, and and Colossus. Come on, man. Like, man, look, y'all
Or-
better make that happen. Get
If
Luke,
y'all don't make
you
a
got
beat 'em
Luke
up, can we
Skywalker
get
and,
a
come on.
Disney Infinity RPG a la like Kingdom Hearts? That might be the move. Like, they probably not gonna rehash something like that was kind of like Disney Infinity just because that was an amiibo kind of vibe, and amiibos are kind of more like for decorations now.
Yeah.
So that was Wii U, so Nintendo probably don't want to be like.
And I still got those
But-
figures. I got a lot of the Star Wars figures.
Yeah, so
I'm still looking for a Mace Windu that is cost conscious. Because
I got the Black Panther, the Black
Oh,
Panther
where?
amiibo. I got the is it Nick Fury?
I got Ahsoka, I
Amiibo?
got Finn, I got where's the she's behind. I can't remember who else.
I got
two
Ahsoka
of
as
them.
well. I need
Oh, yeah.
do Luke
See?
Cage have one? I need
Y'all
a Luke
bet-
Cage figure.
this
like
is-
that.
This is with someone being like, I asked for X-Men. That's like someone bringing a dinner plate to someone and they got ribs, chicken, burgers. You know what I'm saying? They got filet
That
mignon,
person
bacon
who
wrap.
said that,
They got, and then they be like, "Well, I asked for chicken. It's here. It's
bro, he need a punch.
here."
He need a punch in the ribs. Wolverine has on the specific arcade costume. He has on
Yeah,
the
the yellow.
old. Bro,
He got
they
the brown
did
and yellow,
Oh,
bro. Come on.
Bruh, I'm sorry, I don't know these Frenchmen, but these Frenchmen actually like video games, and they gave you the costume to give you the vibe. I want the X-Men game. It is the X-Men game. If you're looking for the old giant sprites, I'm sorry, that's not Dottie style.
It is.
They're not gonna redo the artwork for Konami, you fools. That's Konami's artwork.
Yeah,
that's
and
Konami's-
honestly, I'm gonna keep it
It's an
real.
old game.
This is better because
It's
now
better.
they got
It's gonna move
everybody.
faster. It's just smaller sprites. But guess what they're gonna do? Have more stages and more variety, and it ain't built to make you lose the game like a quarter cruncher. It's going to
Yeah,
be
thank you.
built with modern technology to play the game in story mode, and you can have arcade modes. They're going to give you what you want and
And you
probably
know they're
more
gonna
of it.
DLC us with the suits, so you're gonna get like
Bruh.
you'll get like the yellow, the gold team suit basically for Wolverine. You'll get hopefully we get that gray and black the X Factor suit, his kind of like assassin kill suit. You know what I'm saying? You man, come on, you know they're gonna
What
DLC us to
in the
death, and it'll
opening
be
of
worthy a worthy
in
death.
the animation, they showed all right, for y'all who don't follow Marvel, I know I'm a Marvel nerd, we into this a little bit. They showed a lot of analysis bugs, but they
Yes.
purposely showed AIM henchmen.
Yep.
Also in the animation they showed Storm and Wolverine killing Sentinels. So what's probably going to come? There's going to be a Sentinel stage, so it
Yes.
will be a homage to the X-Men game. Bruh, it blows my mind how people don't think. They already,
Nah.
I was about to curse. They're already complaining, and
Look,
they
bro.
don't
Bro, the
look
game
what.
ain't
Cool.
even
You know,
out.
would you believe that some people don't even realize that X-Men and Marvel or X-Men come from Marvel? Some people actually
No,
feel like X-Men is their own thing, and then they don't realize it till they've
Now,
already said put their foot in
they
their mouth.
know it is. They wanted to. They are so got. They so head or so much up their butt. They act like it needs to be. We get you
yeah,
don't like all of Marvel. I'm unfortunately that ain't how corporations work.
nah.
It's under Disney slash and it's under Marvel. All
Some
that's
of
their
X-Men's
property.
best
X-Men,
stories involve other people. Like
it's Secret Wars.
y'all love the
Damn.
Krakoan era. The Krakoan era doesn't get pulled off. Honestly, does not get pulled off without the Fantastic Four being there, without Iron Man being there, without Spider
Bruh, the
Man being
Infinity
there.
War.
You know what I'm saying? Those
The,
things, those were needed. The way Nightcrawler and Spider-Man's relationship
it,
grew during this time, the way Emma and Tony's relationship, which was like, I mean, I guess you got to shoot that shot. Why not? I mean, you single, but still, like all these things, they work because of the wider universe
I,
around the X-Men.
this is where we need literature. This is where people need to read. This is why, shout out to the comic book people.
Nah,
This is why I'll give y'all credit. Folks, they need to read. So
yeah, I gotta
everything
read,
ain't
bro.
gonna be made and animated for you because that's hand holding. They created the lore of this. It's easier to find than ever when we grew up. And then you getting a Marvel game in this year of all this stuff, and people ain't happy. You know how long we had to wait to get something like this, to get close to this? We couldn't even get X-Men at home because we didn't have the machines to play the damn thing.
Yeah, we didn't
Right.
at the time. We didn't really have
You
anything
had
that could push that.
they had to create good beat 'em ups or some bad ones that fit on the systems at home. And some was dope, some was trash.
Yeah, because I
So
mean, it didn't really beat 'em ups at home. Didn't really hit
I mean, it could
till
not
to
compete
my
with the
to
arcade.
my.
I
You know what
mean,
it is? Streets of
Sega
Rage
did
2.
something
Come on.
special for that. Well, you got to give Final Fight some love. And
I
now
said
Final
it
Fight
didn't
didn't have
really
the.
hit. I didn't say they didn't exist. I said
I'm
they
saying
didn't
you got
really
to
hit.
and notice what I said. You got to give Final Fight some love, man. You got to quit doing that.
I said
I know what you're
really
saying.
hit.
I
Final
know what
Fight
you
never
saying.
really hit. It didn't.
You
It
notice
just
how
didn't.
many times you saying it, and I don't repeat, and I'm not repeating it with you. I don't agree with you. That's what I'm saying. You know, hey, come on, man. It's a barbershop.
We can
Don't
we
put
can
that
ask
barbershop
the
argument
whole
on me.
community that loves beat 'em ups when they get into it. Most of them are going to reference Streets of Rage 2, not
Yeah.
because Final Fight was a bad game, but like I say, Final Fight's music wasn't there. It wasn't.
Yeah, it didn't have the
It
music, but
wasn't
it had
there.
the intensity. It had the intensity.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, man,
Look,
y'all
I
ain't
give
gonna
you.
ruin my. Look, you
Listen,
ain't gonna ruin
I'm
my
not.
childhood memories of Hagar running around with that
I'm neutral.
one.
I'm neutral on the final fight. I'm not for or against what Nerd just said.
He did have the
But
overalls
there is
though.
some inkling of truth to him saying it's not a hit. Now I
Yeah.
liked it. I didn't dislike Final Fight, and I'm
Yeah, I thought it was kind of odd.
but it's for the
I'll
beat 'em
say
up.
this.
For the beat 'em up, there was a lot of Knights of the Round got more love than Final Fight did. I'm talking about 1, 2, and 3. Final Fight 1, 2, and 3. But
Dang.
you got that. Remember that game? Remember that beat 'em up Knights of the Round, and then Pirates of the Dark Water, right? These beat yeah. See what
I
I'm saying?
forgot about.
But I'm going back in time. I'm going back to because that's when Final Fight was Super Nintendo arcade. Knights of the
Wow.
Round, Pirates of the Dark Water. What's I can't think of it right now. Not Gauntlet, but the other one. It wasn't Gauntlet. What was it? Where you picked the wizard, the warrior, and then like you got this little stage in between
Golden
where you hit
Axe?
the golden. No,
No.
was it Golden Axe? Golden Axe was the beast. When you turn to the beast. But what's the name of this game?
Altered
Where,
Beast?
That was Golden Axe. Altered Beast was the one that was like an old.
okay, so it
Sega
was
game.
Golden Axe. It was Golden Axe.
Yeah.
Okay, so Golden
And
Axe.
Sega.
All of the Golden Axes was dope. Because in between the stages, you beat up on you hit the little gnomes and take their potions.
Yeah.
because y'all at the little camp.
I'll say
Like
this.
like that. Like I'm just
That's a
saying.
big potion.
I'm not saying Final Fight was trash at all.
I know.
Yeah, we didn't say it's trash.
There's like a smidgen of truth to what NERDSoul is saying. It didn't
I'll say
hit like
this.
them other ones.
I'll agree. I'll go ahead and
That's
agree
all
with
I'm
Mike
saying.
because Final Streets of Rage 4 put it all the rest. I mean,
Yeah.
2 and 4, 3 it was cool.
3 was,
but the fact. But basically, that's the people who create the Ninja Turtles game, whatever, wind up doing that with Lizard Cube. Basically, Donnie Mew is the boss. All right, they the champs. They beat them up. Revivalists.
Yeah.
They did Turtles. They did Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
They did Dev and they did publishing. So they did both sides of both of these games, and they got their own game coming out.
Yeah.
So Donnie Moo is the beat 'em up king with them way forward and tribute games.
Yeah.
If you see those 3 working on something that's an old property, just go ahead and get it.
Yeah,
that means they got
going
some
and
love.
budget that cash out because
Them 3 are
they know what
they are
They
speaking to
solidified
us
that.
80s and 90s children. They love us and we love them back.
But look,
And
we got to
Nintendo
end
loved them too.
the show.
What's up?
We got to end the show.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
To the people
I'm
in the
sorry,
comment section about
Watch the thing tomorrow.
Game, listen to the people in the comment section that hate. Listen, we not listening to y'all. Y'all comments null and void. Y'all check out that Marvel beat 'em up when they drop. Marvel Invasion.
Bruh.
Get that. I'm gonna go ahead and save NERDSoul the trouble. My final thoughts are: if the Nintendo Direct wows me, I'll definitely get one. And wowing me meaning the hardware itself, like I said earlier, and what particular RPG. I'm not in like saying they got to give me one specifically. Like Breath of Fire would be dope. Some type of Final Fantasy retro would be dope. I don't really have a preference. It has to be specifically an RPG, turn-based fighting, not action RPG. I'm talking about turn-based where you going through dungeons, solving puzzles, meeting characters along the way, and y'all either standing like 5 across the screen, horizontally or vertically. I don't care. I want old school RPG because it's Nintendo, and I might just get me that Nintendo Direct. You know what I'm saying? Open Mind, spell it with a Y on Blue Sky. I've been revamping my TikTok page, Open Mind, spell it with a Y on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I've been putting out my TikTok content, and Open Mind 82 on YouTube. Holla at me. I got some content out there. If y'all haven't seen it already, check me out. I got my hip hop music. I'm putting out all this footage from Fatal Fury City of the Wolves beta. Y'all seen it in the background in this video. Plus, I got back on Street Fighter 6. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but you know, I got back on that just to have some fun. It was calling me, man. It was calling me. You know what I'm saying? I just had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? But not for competitive reasons. Just for content purposes, I'm just acting the fool with Rashid, having some fun. I'm not trying to be the best in the world. I'm not trying to climb up to be legend rank. I'm not trying to do none of that. It's just something to do until City of the Wolves come out. Pass the mic.
All right, cool. Final thought. Where can they find you?
Final thoughts. Tomorrow kicks off a good week of gaming, nostalgia, future fun. Look, man, Uncle Nintendo is really rolling out the spread. You know, we done dubbed him Uncle Nintendo.
Mm,
Well, if you like Nintendo, it's funny. People be like, I hate Nintendo, this that, but you know you love Nintendo. Like, cause stop it. Like,
yeah,
stop it. Like nobody out. Like, we done got to the point where we went through the edge. People went through the edgelord phase where PlayStation and them was edgy and new, and now that is aged like Dusty Cheetos to some of that marketing. And Nintendo still have people hopping on blocks, hitting gold coins, and beating drums with Donkey Kong and riding in carts
true
and,
that.
and having fun. Because what's old is new, and Mario Kart has stood the test of time and it has sold so much. Like tomorrow, it's 100%. But if they give me Mario Kart, they give me Star Fox, and if they bring Mac out of retirement or the other Mac, and they give me a new Punch Out, if they forgive whatever happened with Nintendo, that's a whole other story. That may have cost them money with that Canada dev team, and they bring back even just a remaster of Punch Out Wii. I'm in there. But if you give me a new Punch Out, those three, Star Fox, Kart, this and that, and a price of $450 and under, I'm on it. I got it. So I'm
Punch
Keith
Out
Cooper.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Punch Out, Star Fox, a playable Star Fox for me. I don't really want a Metroidvania. I can like them, but I gotta have special time in my life for Metroidvania. Because I can't do RPGs. That's like my RPG.
What if they put Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury in Punch Out? Lil Mac have to punch fight them. That'll be funny. I just wanted to say that.
They might make they'll be like Auntie Dollar or something. You know, they'll make a analog or something.
Yo, Tyson Fury gonna be dancing around the ring on Lil Mac. Lil Mac ain't gonna be able to land the punch on Big Tyson.
Man, Lil Mac, you can't do that to Lil Mac, man.
You know, Lil Mac got grown. He didn't have to jump no more on the Wii version. He was big Mac.
He didn't have to jump. He didn't have to jump no more.
No, but he still was getting his brains knocked around. Oh man, just play that Nintendo, play that Wii version of Punch Out. Excellent. But it was hard at times. But I'm Keith Cooper. Find me at blurred.ish. 1 on IG. Find me on Twitch, blurred_ish. Keith Cooper on Facebook, and go to the Blurredest business page. And if you are in Mobile on April 19th, you will find me at the Mobile Bay Anime Fest, slanging anime, manga, books, art, comics, and various things. And you know, maybe I'll bring my Switch with me for the old times. I'm gonna keep my regular Switch one working. I'm gonna try to make sure I keep it working, whatever, for that, because look, Marvel going on one of them. All right, Streets of Rage, all my beat 'em ups are on there. So you know, if it's slow, I'll be playing a beat 'em up or something.
All right, that's what's up. Final thoughts for me. Nintendo, but different. Not Nintendo. This is what I want from another standpoint. I like the Super Mario Brothers movie. Where's the sequel? Also, it went very well with Illumination. I want to see a Zelda movie. I want to see a Metroid movie, but just in a different animated style. Come on, man. I want to go see the movie. Make it so I could go see it. You know what I'm saying? We already there. The Mario Brothers movie was good. You know what I'm saying? I love Peaches. Like, come on. All right, make another one. All right, because Sonic already at 3. All right, they about to make a 4. All right, come look. All right, so make another one, and then make a Zelda movie, and let's get it rolling. That's all I'm saying.
Zelda movie is coming. It's coming. It's live action.
Oh, look, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And until the next time, well, you know what? It might be all right. I like sword and sandal stuff. It might be all right. We'll see. Hopefully, if it's on Lord of the Rings levels, we'll see. So until the next time that you have to face off a cosmic invasion with happiness and glee instead of hateration, we're just saying peace. We out.
Happy, man. We got games and stuff and entertainment.
Games and games.